Hare Krishna everyone, let's make a start. Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jaya Kunj Bihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Jai Giravardhari Jai Gopijana Vallabha Jai Giravardhari Shodanandan Vraj Jana Ranjana Shodanandan Vraj Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Gyan Timrandhasya Gyananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tatati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuttapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavcha Shri Rupam Sagrijatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajiyam Sadhvetam Savadhutam Prijna Setam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Dalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sutadevi Pranmami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatu Vrehescha Kirpa Sindhubevacha Patitana Pavnebhyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namah Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pasthaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasdi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Mukam Groti Vachanam Pangum Langyate Grim Yat Kirpatam Vandashi Gurundi Tarana Paramananda Madhu Shitaneshan Hariyam Tassat Narayan Namaskritya Naram Chevanaruttamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamaduriyat Nasta Presham Dirishanitamam Shri Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nishtaki Hare Krishna. So we continue chapter 19, and last time we said that after doing the act, Maharaj Parikshit, he was very remorseful and repentant of what he had done with the Shamika Rishi, and he was having a big burden on his mind due to this, and he wanted to be punished somehow so he could relieve that burden of him, because he realized a big blunder. Don't know why it happened. It's not like him. Something came over him, and he did the big blunder, and now he wants to repent. He wants to pay for that, for that mistake that he has done. He wants a reaction. He's expecting a reaction, but he's thinking same time, please give me the reaction. Don't give this reaction to my family, because when we do an act, it will affect your family, it can affect your friends, it can affect your community, it can affect your country, as we are seeing. So we have to be very careful with our acts. And in fact, not just country, it can affect the whole world. Which happened with the Shringi as well. For that, childish mistake, he sort of affected the whole Brahmin community. So he found out about the curse because Shamika Rishi thought it was his responsibility to let him know, no matter what the consequences of the emperor finding out that his son has cursed Maharaj. So, without worrying about what punishment him and his son will get, it still went and, as his responsibility, went and told Maharaj that this is what my son has done. And but Maharaj Parikshit didn't see that as a curse or any punishment. He saw it as a blessing, and he was relieved that at least I got relieve that load on my mind. He saw it as a blessing, and he used it for his own progress. And this is how we got to see all reversals as a blessing, and use them because we can use them. They're a blessing because we can use them to progress in our bhakti. So let's continue. Okay. So verse 5. Atho vihayamam amam chalokam vimarshitao hayataya purastat Krishnangri sevam adimanyaman upavishat prayam amritya nadyam. So atha, thus vihaya, giving up, imam, this, amum, and the next are also lokam, planets, vimarashitau, all of them being judged, heyatya, because of inferiority, purastat, herein before, Krishna, angry, the lotus feet of the Lord Shri Krishna, sevam, transcendental loving service, adi manaha, one who thinks of the greatest of all achievements, upa vishat, set down family, prayam, for fasting, amritya nadyam, on the bank of transcendental river, the Ganges or the Yamuna. So this is Ganges or the Yamuna. So really, not because Hastinapur is like Delhi, right, capital, and you have the river Yamuna. Although it says Ganges in the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, but the river Yamuna was the closest. I mean, it's not possible for Maharaj to quickly get to Ganga. So Yamuna was the name. So I think they're interchangeable. Maharaj Parikshit sat down firmly on the banks of the Ganges, as it says here. So Prabhupada mentioned this Ganges or Yamuna, to concentrate his mind in Krishna consciousness, rejecting all other practices of self-realization. Because transcendental loving service to Krishna is the greatest achievement, superseding all other methods. So for a devotee like Maharaj Parikshit, none of the material planets, even the topmost Brahmlok, is as desirable as Golok Vrindavan, the abode of Lord Shri Krishna, the primal Lord and the original personality Godhead. This earth is one of the innumerable material planets within the universe, and there are innumerable universes also within the compass of the Mahat Tattva. So that's one thing we've got to remember, that in our planet, there's unlimited planets. The scientists are always finding something new. With all the technology they have not discovered everything. Those finding something new, and this is just one smallest universe. There are many universes much bigger than this. So, and you can imagine, the size of this Mahatattva, or the total material energy. The devotees are told by the Lord and his representatives, the spiritual masters or acharyas, that not one of the planets within all the innumerable universes is suitable for the residential purpose of a devotee. Because, well, for one, you have all the problems there. Any universe you can go to, you still have birth, death, old age, and disease, and you'll have 3 types of miseries, and time is there that devours everything, even Brahmlok, right? All the problems are there. The higher planets might have less of these things, but birth and death is there in every universe, every planet. So material world is material world. Whether metal is metal, whether it's gold or iron, shackles. So you could be shackled by golden handcuffs, or you could be shackled by metal, steel handcuffs, but you're still shackled, right? So it makes no difference. It's just your satisfaction that you can see the gold, but you're still shackled. So these different universes, different planets, higher, lower planets, they're like that. They keep us bound to this material world.
Can I say something?
The devotee always desires to go back home, back to Godhead, just to become one of the associates of the Lord in the capacity of one of the rasas. Could be servitor, friend, parent, or conjugal lover of the Lord. Either in one of the innumerable Vaikuntha planets, or in Goloka Vrindavan, the planet of Lord Sri Krishna. All these planets are eternally situated in the spiritual sky, the Par Vayoma, which is on the other side of the coastal ocean within the Mahatattva. So Maharaj Parikshit was already aware of all this information due to the accumulated piety and birth in a high family of devotees or Vaishnavas, and thus he was not at all interested in the material planets, right? Because there was no rasa there was no opportunity to serve the Lord, which is our internal relationship. Modern scientists are very eager to reach the moon by material arrangements, but they cannot conceive of the highest planet of the universe. But a devotee like Maharaj Parikshit does not care a fig for the moon, or for that matter any of the material planets. So when he was assured of his death on a fixed date, he became more determined in the transcendental loving service of Lord Krishna by complete fasting on the bank of the transcendental river Yamuna. So Srila Prabhupada put Yamuna here, which flows down by the capital of Hastinapur in the Delhi state, as we know. Both the Ganges and the Yamuna are Amritya, transcendental rivers, and the Yamuna is still more sanctified for the following reasons. So the Yamuna is glorified even more than Ganga river.
So I was going to just check. Delhi was called Indraprastha, Old Delhi, Killa, and Hastinapur at present is a small town near Meerut in UP.
Yes.
It's on the right bank of River Ganga.
Okay. So yeah, so either way.
They're nearby.
Yeah, either way. So okay, the next verse will tell us the qualities of the Yamuna more than Ganga. So this verse 5, just to add, most of us hadn't created a lot of piety so that we could deserve to get this transcendental knowledge. We were doing nonsense before coming to KC. Many of us are not born in a high family of Vaishnavas. Not even I know that is the highest destination. By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada has created our inconceivable piety that one needs to get this information. So Srila Prabhupada, we don't have the piety, we don't have the we don't have the standard, what devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, so what did we do that we became Krishna conscious, we got all this benefit, and like things that we never even imagined we have got. And Srila Prabhupada said, you didn't do anything. I gave it to you, because there's nothing we can do that qualifies us, for bhakti, for Krishna consciousness. It really has to be given to us by the mercy of the spiritual master. Srila Prabhupada, he gave a lot of mercy that he has received down the parampara, the disciplic succession. So mercy flows from Krishna down the disciplic succession to Srila Prabhupada, to our spiritual master, and then to us. And we can pass that on to other people as well. Mercy flows downwards. And so Srila Prabhupada has created our inconceivable piety that one needs to get this information. So it's all thanks to Srila Prabhupada. He has given us the information. He has given us the blessings to apply the information, and given us a process to achieve the destination of going back to God. So basically, Srila Prabhupada not only given us the mercy to come to Krishna consciousness, but he's given us all the tools, all the knowledge, all the process, the sadhana. But we would never imagine what you have to do to achieve this. He just given it to us. He's given to us. He's given to the whole world, all the Western world. Why do you think that all around the world, people with any amount of intelligence, they've embraced this Krishna consciousness, because they realize this knowledge is inconceivable. It's not something that we could work out. It's been given to us. It's very special, right? And these teachings are very, very special. Srila Prabhupada books are very special, and we have to, now they're given to us, we should take advantage for sure, right? So, verse 6. Yavai lasat Shri Tulsi Vimishra Krishna Angri Rena Abhyadikam Bhut Netri Punati Lokan Abhyatra Seshan Kastam Na Sevata Marish Yamanaha. So, the river which, why always lasat, floating with Shri Tulsi leaves, Vimishra, mixed, Krishna, angry, carrying, the lotus feet of the Lord Shri Krishna, Renu, dust, Abhyadik, auspicious, Ambu, water, Netri, that which is carrying, Punati, sanctifies, Lokan, planets, Obha, Yatra, both the upper and lower or inside and outside, Sa, Ishan, along with Lord Shiva. Kaha, who else? Tam, that river, Na, does not, Sevata, worship, Marishyamana, one who is to die at any moment. So the river by which the king sat to fast carries the most auspicious water, which is mixed with the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord and tulsi leaves. Therefore that water sanctifies the three worlds inside and outside, and even sanctifies Lord Shiva and other demigods. Consequently, everyone who is destined to die must take shelter of this river. So Maharaj Parikshit, just after seeing the news of his death within 7 days, at once retired from family life and shifted himself to the sacred bank of the Yamuna river. Generally, it is said that the king took shelter on the bank of the Ganges, but according to Srila Jiva Goswami, the king took shelter on the bank of the Yamuna. So the 6 Goswamis, they mentioned that actually it was Yamuna, although it's mentioned Ganga. Srila Jiva Goswami's statement appears to be more accurate. So this is what I was saying. So Srila Jiva Goswami's statement appears to be more accurate because of the geographical situation. So Maharaj Parikshit resided in his capital Hastinapur, situated near present Delhi, and the river Yamuna flows down past the city. Naturally, the king would take shelter of the river Yamuna because she was flowing past his palace door. So he wouldn't have to make any extra effort. It's only 7 days left. He's not going to make any extra effort to go travel for a day or two to get to river Ganges when the Yamuna is right at his doorstep. The Lord sanctified the river Yamuna from the beginning of his transcendental pastimes in the world. While his father Vasudeva was crossing the Yamuna with the baby Lord Krishna for a safe place at Gokul on the other bank of river from Mathura, the Lord fell down. The Lord fell down in the river, and by the dust of his lotus feet, the river at once became sanctified. So we've all seen that, the river rising and touching Lord's feet. It is especially mentioned here in Maharaj Parikshit took shelter of that particular river because his river which is beautifully flowing, carrying the dust of the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna, mixed with tulsi leaves. Lord Krishna's lotus feet are always besmeared with the tulsi leaves, and thus as soon as his lotus feet contact the water of the Ganges and the Yamuna, the rivers become at once sanctified. The Lord, however, contacted the river Yamuna more than the Ganges. According to the Vara Puran, as quoted by Srila Jiva Goswami, there is no difference between the water of the Ganges and Yamuna, but when the water of the Ganges is sanctified 100 times, then it is called the Yamuna. Unfortunately, we can't bathe in Yamuna, especially in Delhi. It's really been abused. All the rubbish, all the household, rubbish goes into there, and which is very shameful. If people could read this, that Yamuna, is 100 times more. So water Ganges Ganges sanctified 100 times. But when the water of the Ganges is sanctified 100 times, then it's called Yamuna, and how much we abuse it. And people don't know that because obviously Ganges seems to take priority with the people, with the government as well. They may, do some investment and cleaning of the river Ganga, but I don't think there's much done with the Yamuna, which is actually 100 times more sanctified. It is said in the scriptures that 1000 names of Vishnu are equal to one name of Ram, and 3 names of Lord Ram are equal to one name of Krishna. So Vishnu Sahasranama is equal to, just if you say Ram, that is same as saying the whole of the Vishnu Sahasranama according to scriptures. So just say Ram, that you've actually already said the Vishnu Sahasranama. So no need to go through the 1000 names of Vishnu. And you have to say Ram 3 times. Ram, Ram, Ram. That is equal to Krishna. So if you said Krishna, you have said 3 names of Ram, and you have said 3000 names of Vishnu. This is how powerful the name of Krishna is. And this is when we're chanting is so powerful, because we're saying Hare Krishna and we're saying Hare Ram. Although there we're saying Ram and we're saying Krishna. So there we're not comparing why don't we just say Krishna? So we're not doing that. There's no competition here, but the chanting is there and it's so powerful. But it's it says Ram or Krishna, both. Excuse me. So this is 6. So Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam is saying Ganges, Srila Prabhupada is saying Yamuna. We shouldn't get intellectually caught up in this accuracy for a start. They have both touched the Lord's feet of the Lord. Don't let your thinking become an obstacle. And that goes for the whole of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. There's a lot of things in there that we may not understand or may find inconceivable. That how is this possible? How is this possible? How is this possible? But don't get caught up in there. because we don't have, we can't imagine in the Kali Yuga those things happening. A lot of things happening in the Kali Yuga, but maybe they happen in other yugas, right? So we don't get caught up in all that. We try to understand the philosophy and the relationship with Krishna and his pastimes. So whether it's Vyasadeva or Jiva Goswami, they write from their revelations. So Vyasadeva written Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Jiva Goswami has commented on it. They write their revelations, right? What they have realized. So Krishna reveals differently to different devotees. That is also the case. So these pastimes, they happen in all the universes, not just this universe. They may happen in every planet. Definitely different universes. So when they are getting revelations, those revelations might be coming from a different universe or different yuga, right? So it doesn't necessarily have, the revelation might not be from just the one we are talking about. So overall, so one may ask this, another something else. Overall pastime would be the same. The detail may vary according to your mood in the revelation. And okay, so the revelation is not, doesn't have to be the same exactly same time. The pastimes can be, or according to the mood as well. Krishna can vary the pastime slightly. The principle is the same, but he can vary the detail somewhat. So we don't get caught up in the detail. That's the point. Okay. 7. Iti vyavishidya cha pandaveya prayopevesham prati vishnu padyam dadhao mukundangrim ananya bhavo munivrato mukta samasta sangha. So iti thus vavichidya, having decided, saha the king, Pandavya, worthy descendants of the Pandavas, praya upavesham, for fasting until death, prati, forward, towards, Vishnu Padyam, on the bank of the Ganges, emanating from the Lord's feet of Lord Vishnu, the Thou gave himself up, Mukunda Angrim, onto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, Ananya, without deviation, Bhava, spirit, Muni, Vratha, with the vows of a sage, Mukt, liberated from Samast, all kinds of Sangaha, association. Thus the king, the worthy descendant of the Pandavas, decided once and for all, and sat on the Ganges bank to fast until death and give himself up to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, who alone is able to award liberation. So, freeing himself from all kinds of associations and attachments, he accepted the vows of a sage. What a transformation! So, the water of the Ganges sanctifies all the three worlds, including the gods and the demigods, because it emanates from the Lord's feet of the personality Godhead, Vishnu. Lord Krishna is the fountainhead of the principle of Vishnu Tattva, and therefore shelter of his lotus feet can deliver one from all sins, including an offense committed by a king onto a Brahman. Maharaj Parikshit, he had done offense as well to a Brahman. Maharaj Parikshit therefore decided to meditate upon the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna, who is Mukunda, or the giver of liberations of all description. The banks of the Ganges or the Yamuna give one a chance to remember the Lord continuously. Maharaj Parikshit freed himself from all sorts of material association and meditated upon the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. And that is the way of liberation. To be free from all material association means to cease completely from committing any further sins. To meditate upon the lotus feet of the Lord means to become free from the effects of all previous sins. The conditions of the material world are so made that one has to commit sins willingly or unwillingly. And the best example is Maharaj Parikshit himself, who was recognized as sinless. He was a sinless king, pious king. But he also became a victim of an offense, even though he was ever unwilling to commit such a mistake. So we have these urges, these inclinations. We have to do this. We have to tell somebody off. We have to point this out. We have to think of this. We have to question this. Like what it's just natural to commit sins, knowingly and unknowingly, or willingly or unwillingly. Or we have to take a revenge as well as another one. We have to take a revenge. But he also became a victim of an offense, even though he was ever unwilling to commit such a mistake. He was cursed also, but because he was a great devotee of the Lord, even such reverses of life became favorable. The principle is that one should not willingly commit any sin in his life and should constantly remember the lotus feet of the Lord without deviation. So that is the principle, going in a straight line. But it's natural for us to deviate because we have propensity to commit mistakes, and we can easily get into illusion as well. And only in such a mood will the Lord help the devotee make regular progress toward the path of liberation and thus attain the lotus feet of the Lord. Even so, the mood should be there. We can make mistakes, but they should be unwillingly, not willingly. But the mood should be there. Even if there are accidental sins committed by a devotee, the Lord saves the surrendered soul from all sins, as confirmed in all scriptures. So accidentally, unwillingly happens. As long as you have the mood, the Lord understands that, He recognizes that. Swapad moolam bhajata priyasya tyartani abhavasya hari pareshya vikram yach chotpitatam kathanchid dhanuti sarvam hirdi sanivishta. So that's 11th canto, 5th chapter, 42. So surrender to the Lord's feet, and with that mood, the Lord looks after you. He saves you, saves His devotees. So 7. So Yamuna reminded Maharaj of Krishna. We want to be reminded of Krishna, meditating on the holy name, instructions, pastime, thus meditating on His lotus feet. If you are sincere, then Krishna helps. Like He helped Maharaj Parikshit, He sent him Sukdev Goswami. What was the chances of that? So many people, so many sages were there. They arrived very quickly after hearing the news, which spread like wildfire. And and everybody is giving their own opinion what Maharaj Parikshit should do. They even said that Maharaj Parikshit, he should go back to his kingdom and serve, to his last minute. That's his responsibility. He should serve till death. There's all sorts of ideas and opinions and instructions were flying around. But then the hero of the moment, Sukdev Goswami, no clothes, he arrives and everybody's bowing to him. He's been chased by little children because they're mocking him, walking around naked. They're mocking him, and chased by women, mothers and children, I guess, chasing him and teasing him. They thought it's funny, but when they saw great sages bowing to him, they realized this is somebody special, and they backed off and ran away. And he was the hero, the moment, who came to save Maharaj Parikshit. But he was sent by Krishna's mercy to save him, because Maharaj's mood was good, and he was also special. And we can be special if we have this mood as well. And Krishna always, he says here, it tells you that he saves the surrendered souls from all sins. So even sins can become boons with Krishna's mercy. So that's 7. Let's just one more. Tatra pajagmur bhuvanam punana mahan bhava munyasa shishya prayena tirtha bhigamma padeshi swami tirthani punanti santa. So tatra they upjagamuhu arrived bhuvanam, the universe, punana, those who can sanctify, maha anubhava, great minds, muniha, thinkers, sa shishya, along with their disciples, prayena, almost tirth, place of pilgrimage, abhigam, journey, apedishihi, on the plea of, swam, personally, he, certainly, tirthani, all the place of pilgrimage, punanti, sanctify, santa, sages. So at that time, all the great minds and thinkers, accompanied by their disciples and sages who could really sanctify a place of pilgrimage just by their presence, arrived there on the plea of making a pilgrim's journey. So when Maharaj sat down on the bank of the Ganges, the news spread in all directions of the universe, and the great-minded sages who could follow the importance of the occasion all arrived there on the plea of pilgrimage. Actually, they came to meet Maharaj Parikshit and not to take a bath of pilgrimage, because all of them were competent enough to sanctify the places of pilgrimage. So they're pretending that we're just coming to take bath in the Ganges, but they could purify the Ganges. Common men go to pilgrimage sites to get themselves purified of all sins. Thus the places of pilgrimage become overburdened with the sins of others. But when such sages visit overburdened places of pilgrimage, they sanctify the places by their presence. Therefore, the sages who came to meet Maharaj Parikshit were not very much interested in getting themselves purified like common men, but on the plea of taking a bath in that place, they came to meet Maharaj Parikshit because they could foresee that Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam would be spoken by Shukadeva Goswami. All of them want to take advantage of the great occasion. So there was big sages, and there's Mayavadis, and different schools of thoughts. Everybody was there, and the sages, they had already foreseen that something special was about to happen. They could see that we're going to hear something extraordinary in the next few days. So if I can add something to this. So sages didn't want to miss this unique opportunity to take association and hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. And same with us, we should not miss the opportunity of taking association of devotees, and definitely not miss the opportunity of hearing Bhagavatam. Doesn't matter what day of the week it is, what time it is, always take advantage of hearing Bhagavatam. All these sages, they came from far away so they could hear Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. We've been given Bhagavatam, we can hear from our home right now. We have this advantage, thanks to Srila Prabhupada who translated this for us. We have it right in front of us, and we have it here anytime we want. We don't have to sit there for 7 days continuously. We can learn from it, because we don't have the capacity to remember it all or process it all within 7 days. We need more time, which is understandable. So we do a little verse by verse, and we try and try to taste the nectar in little bits at a time, and nectar it is for sure. So thank you so much. Thank you for joining on this bank holiday, and it's a lovely chapter, lovely read, and so we have, I think today we'll have to start with Ajay Gorarai. Please start. Anything you like to add, mention?
Okay, Hare Krishna. Yes, it's very powerful verses. It's helps us to recognize the kind of single-mindedness that we need to have in our own bhakti. See Maharaj Parikshit, obviously, 7 days left. The situation is very serious. But even then, his name is Parikshit. He spent his entire life examining to try and find Krishna, who he saw in the womb initially when he was protected from the Brahmastra of Ashwatthama. It's that focus there where we need to take inspiration from it. We need to understand that Krishna does take care of the situation. We just need to, get with the plan as such. I mean, like you just mentioned, these great sages appeared, right on time. But they were, this wasn't just whimsical or just happened to be in the area. This was the Lord's inspiration, as Paramatma. He can guide everyone to the correct place. He can provide instruction from within. It's Krishna, that is why the verses are, expounded, are telling that we have to remember his lotus feet. We have to serve him. We have to, when we do take to that sort of not only focus, but with love, that's the key part there. It's just not just, it's not just our duty. There has to be that loving service, that mood. That's what rises us beyond just trying to be a jnani or just Garm Yoga where you're just doing your service. When you're actually trying to establish that love, that relationship there you actually understand that this is not just for the sake of doing it. Then that's when Krishna really does, the more you want to know him, the more he'll reveal himself to you. You have to want to know him, and then of course there's a mercy involved, but if you are genuinely desiring to, surrender to him, then Krishna's many, great devotees around the world, it's almost inevitable you bump into one. You might or you might pick up a Gita or a, Bhagavatam. There is a certain sense of purity that's needed there as well. But by the same token, that can be taken care of as well. If Krishna, if you are generally focused on your bhakti, generally are pushing forward, then like you mentioned Prabhupada, Prabhupada will give you the great devotees will give you the mercy. Even if you don't have anything to deserve it, you get it. You just have to be open to actually receiving. That's one thing that people do struggle with today is that because there is a lot of different ideas, there's a lot of cheating. People get scared off by actually being open to actually trying to receive spiritual knowledge rather than actually reading it and trying to make deciding for themselves, does this actually make any sense? That's always a unfortunate situation where you're so worried about being open to something better, even if you know you're suffering in life. You still rather suffer in your own, within whatever condition you're in, rather than actually trying to improve yourself. That's the great benediction that Bhakti gives to the people of Kali, is that you can improve yourself, and even if it seems like you haven't done anything, your whole um, mindset, your whole life changes. It's as simple as just chanting your rounds, doing some service. You could be serving your deities, you could be serving devotees. Seemingly things that don't always necessarily take too much. Sometimes they can take a lot of effort, depending on the service involved. Other times they can be very straightforward. And that's the thing that Maharaj Parikshit, we need to be like him. We just went to the Ganges or Yamuna, to be more specific, and then he just took the wisdom of what really Shukadeva Goswami when he appears. So yeah, so that's it. We just need to be open to bhakti, open to the mercy of the great devotees and Krishna, and then we can progress as well. Haribol.
Haribol, thank you so much. Okay, and now,
I
Parima,
can, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, thank you. amazing verses. Every time we read and we think, like when we finish the chapter, and I'll always tell my Prabhu, oh, this was really good chapter. You should hear the summary. And reading these verses again, and it is so amazing. And how we, again and again, we are told the ultimate shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord is the only Savior. And first of all, I should express my gratitude to Srila Prabhupada and for kindly reminding us, Prabhuji, whatever I'm doing, aspiring to be a devotee, it's mercy of Srila Prabhupada. I didn't have any sukriti or any piety. It's all Srila Prabhupada's blessings, and he has given us the beautiful process how to achieve the ultimate perfection. And again, we see from Prakshit Maharaj, he used the reversals for the benefit of the whole humanity, and constant remembrance of the Lord is what we need. And in Bhagavad-Gita, Lord says, Man manabat mad bhakto. So we have to remember the Lord all the time. And from Prakshit Maharaj, we've seen that even a sincere devotee can make a mistake. So, and we are making mistakes all the time. So once we're in devotion, it reduces the chances, and we just have to aim for the perfection and surrender at the lotus feet of the Lord. And then how Yamuna is glorified. We heard about Ganges, but now we know how Yamuna is more, sanctified 100 times. Ganges is equal to one Yamuna. Then 3 names of Rama equals to 1 name of Krishna. 1,000 names of Vishnu is equivalent to 1 name of Ram. So we are so grateful to Srila Prabhupada for giving us the Mahamantra. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Gauranitai. And the other point was about the sages, how they came. They didn't come to have a bath at the pilgrimage. The presence of all these whole spiritual people, saintly peoples, sanctifies the place. Because I think I don't know whether it was in a song or something, like the Ganga says, everybody will come to wash their sins. Then what will happen? And then they say, the sages will come and then they will purify it. So it's so nice. And what was the and these sacred places, they gain the power through divine connection. When we heard that when Vasudeva was crossing Yamuna and Lord Krishna, he fell in the water, so his feet touched, and then we know the origin of um, Ganges. It came from the Lord's lotus feet. And so it's so nice. So it was really nice. I was doing my jobs but listening, but then I thought I got to say something. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, really nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Madhuri. Thank you.
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
yeah, we'll be doing that. Yeah, because the Mother Gandhi, she didn't want to come to the material or to planet Earth, because
Mm,
she said, I will be, all these sinful people will be contaminating me. But then she was assured that yes, sinful people will come, but the
mm.
sages will also come and they will take care of that contamination.
Yeah,
Don't
yes.
worry.
Thank you.
So
Yes.
nice. Thank
And we have to be careful of this material world because, like we've seen from Prakshit Maharaj, he renounced everything, because attachment to these material things is the cause of birth and death, and we need to detach and attach to Krishna's lotus feet. Yeah, thank you so much. Mataji was saying something. Sorry, Hare Krishna.
Thank you. All right.
Hare Krishna, everyone. My pranams to all of you on this bank holiday Monday, and we have spiritualized it already. So we should all congratulate ourselves, including myself. Yes, these verses have started telling us the grandeur of Parikshit Maharaj's character, uh, why he came to this Leela, to this Krishna Leela, during Mahabharat, how his advent happened, why it happened. Now it's becoming more and more clearer to us as we are going through these verses. And preparation for Maharaj Parikshit meant serving the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. That is what is very clear from these verses, and how he's taken certain vows. He's not going to eat or drink or sleep in those 7 days. And everything was already designed for him, wasn't it? His capital was by the banks of Yamuna and Ganges, and the scene was set already. Even before his birth, he sees Lord Krishna, and then he's looking for Krishna. Right before, even before his birth, he was looking for Krishna. So when the big personalities come to this world, Lord arranges everything for their little Leela. There's a Leela inside Leela, isn't it? When we hear about these great personalities. And Ganges, of course, we see during Kumbh Mela. I was thinking Ganges is more important in our country because of the Kumbh, the tirthas which happen on the Ganges river, because where Sati's little parts fell, and how the Kumbh started there. And during the Kumbh, we have seen, especially during the Mahakumbh, we see sea of big sadhus coming, and people still wonder that where they come from. They just come, and after the Kumbh, they all go. So, if you think of it, there is a special Leela of Bhagwan during that time as well. That they come, all of them come, and then they just disappear after that. After that, we don't see them. All those sadhus, they go back to wherever they came from the Himalayas or from the far off places. So these sadhus, they come on every Kumbh to sanctify Mother Ganges. So if Krishna has let Mother Ganges come to this earth, she came for the Bhrigu Muni's descendants and everything, but was it Prithu? Bhagirath, sorry. She's also called Bhagirathi, that's why. So there is a logic, there is a perfect sequence, a perfect reason for everything around us. So I think there's big lessons for us that we have heard of. Bhagavad-Gita, Bhagavatam, translated by Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, and there's a reason that why we have heard that we are meant to go back to Godhead. So that's why I think we should all have so much, resolution. We should be all resolute in our bhakti that yes, we are all going to go back to Godhead. It is just that we are all on a different station at the moment. Some are getting nearer and nearer, and some of us are still far away. But eventually, we are all going to go back to Godhead, and that is the beauty of it. Now, another thing that Yamuna waters Krishna played, as we all know, in Vrindavan and in Ganges, and as we all know that Lord Chaitanya, in the mood of Srimati Radharani, when he came, he was playing in the Ganges in Navadvip area. So he is Krishna. Krishna can do everything. Krishna wants, wherever he thinks there is a need, that kind of swarup he will have, that kind of avatar he will become, and come and help the people of that age. He came as Buddha as well, because at one time he was needed as Buddha. The compassion was needed. The situation was like that. He came as Varaha, he came as Matsya, he came as Kurma. So who among anyone else in the world can claim that they can do that? He can be a little Paramatma and reside in us as humans, and in elephants as well, and in little microscopic beings as well. So he's Lord, and he proves time and time again. He's waiting for us. And yesterday I was talking to Narayan Keshava Prabhu, and I was saying that means that there is never a time that all of the beings are going to go back to Godhead and everyone will be together with Lord. There's always something perpetually happening. Perpetually a Leela is happening somewhere or other in the cosmos. we just know about our universe, but ours is not a very big universe. There are many, many universes that are much bigger than ours, and there must be plenty of jivas in there as well. So it's like a never-ending story. It's going round and round in circles, because jivas have the desires. Sometimes they go back to Godhead, and then they fall down as well. They come back, and it's going on and on and on. And I was just imagining in my head that yes, there is a time then when everything is back to Godhead, and that's it. That time will come. I said, no, it never will come. It will always go on and on and on. That's why he's Adi Purush, and that's why we say it's Sanatan Dharma. It's eternal. It's never ending. It's going round and round and round. And according to our situation, where we are in our bhakti, where we are in our bhav, in our prem for Lord Krishna, are we still going through the anartha nivritti? Are we inching towards nishtha? Then slowly are we going towards bhava, and then eventually towards prem? So this is never going to end, and we have to have that faith, that vishwas, that yes, we have to understand these nicely, because we are limited in our span of life, limited in our intelligence, limited in our retention capacity. We get tired. We just can't say like Parikshit Maharaj that, yes, I'm going to hear it for 7 days and 7 nights. We'll be very lucky if we can make it through an hour with the full attention. Our attention cheats us even after sometimes 10 minutes. Even, sometimes during this 1 hour of what we hear, if we sometimes say, okay, I'm going to sit down, I'm not going to do anything or think about anything, I'm just going to listen. But still, our mind will cheat us, our attention will cheat us. So, we are limited, but we have the advantage. Like we were saying, that we can switch it on anywhere we want. We have got our little devices, we have got our pen and paper, we have got all the facilities. But as it goes in Krishna's house, he doesn't give everyone everything. He has given us everything, but he hasn't given us the time, attention, and that ruchi. Ruchi is also lacking in us. So thank you, Srila Prabhupada, and please bestow all of us with the necessary arrangements, like Parikshit Maharaj was. Srila Prabhupada, please pray for us to Shri Krishna, that he arranges everything nicely for us to understand Bhagavatam as he did for Parikshit Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Thank you all for joining. We'll continue on Wednesday with this wonderful katha. So look forward to your association then. Thank you so much. Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai Srila Prabhupada
Ki jai.
Gaura Premanande. Hare Hare Bol.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.